People who are high achievers say, what is the best way to get the outcome that I want? What is the path that is going to get me there the fastest? Because high achievers are not only worried about doing things right, but they're worried about doing things fast. If you want to know how to be a high achiever like one of them, or like me, you will not want to miss this video. My name is Tyson Durfee. I'm a world champion professional rodeo athlete. I have multiple successful companies. And guess what? My only goal for this video is to add value to your life. And guess what? If I add value to your life, do me a favor, like, subscribe, and share this video. And also, go ahead and leave a comment below. If you think this video rocks, let me know. If you have a topic that you want me to cover another video on, leave it in the comments below. These videos are made to make you better. So I want to serve you at the highest level. So here we go. Put your seatbelt on. Let's rock and roll. We're going to go through this like a high achiever. These are 7 rules to peak performance. If you hang with me to the end of this video, I'm going to give you one massive tip that could completely shift the way you do everything. The first thing that high achievers do is they keep promises to themselves. If you can't keep promises to yourself, then who can you keep promises to? If you're one of those individuals who says, hey, I'll be there at 7:15, and you show up at 7:30, people will begin to not look at you the same way. They will say, hey, I can't trust you. Hey, I don't believe you when you tell me these things. And so think about your reputation this way. It's your reputation with yourself, though. That's really what matters. If you say to yourself, I'm not going to drink a soda today, and you go have a Coke, you're lying to yourself. You have that Coke, you drive your confidence down. And the truth is, if we keep promises to ourselves, it makes it so much easier for us to keep promises to other people. Now, I know a lot of times you're trying to keep these promises, but something takes your eye off the ball. Maybe you just forget about it. Maybe you're not organized, you don't have a schedule or a routine. Something pops up and you totally blow it. The truth is, if you blow it, don't beat yourself up. Get a system and a process around taking yourself to the next level and keeping those promises to yourself. If you can't keep the promises to yourself, ask yourself this, why am I continuously breaking this promise to myself? You see, many years ago, when I was trying to quit alcohol and quitting tobacco, it was like the hardest thing that I ever did to myself. And I would say to myself, this is the last chew that I'm ever going to have, or this is the last beer that I'm ever going to have. And I would go to the store, I would buy some beers, I would buy a can of Copenhagen, I would take a dip out of the can and I would throw it out the window driving away from the gas station because I was so disgusted with myself for doing something I said I was never going to do again, only to wake up the next day and to go back. And so what I learned in this process is, number one, your why's got to be so deep that you're going to keep that promise to yourself. My promise when I quit drinking and chewing the same day was that I didn't want a young individual seeing me doing that and thinking that it was okay, because I knew it was terrible for the health. So that was my massive why. I said, God, you gave me a world championship. Let me throw that out into the world with excellence and integrity and honesty, and allow me not to show some 12-year-old kid that they can put a dip in their mouth or they can drink beer. I'm not judging you if you do that, but that was my why. And guess what? December 10th, 2016 was the last day I had a dip of snuff and a beer. That was a long time ago, and I've stayed hooked because of my why. The next thing I'm going to tell you about keeping promises to yourself, you better have a structure around it. You can't just randomly have an idea saying, I'm going to quit this thing that I've been doing my whole life, or I'm going to make this shift or this life change or whatever, and say you're just going to do it out of thin air. Have a plan, have a strategy, execute the plan, execute the strategy. Like literally, list them out. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then execute each step. And if you gamify it, it'll seem fun. Myself, when I quit chewing, I just listed the days. I'm 30 days in, I'm 45 days in, I'm 60 days in, and I'm willing not to go back on that because I felt like if I did it one time, I would throw all of those days of discipline and hard work out the window. So the first rule is keep the promises to yourself. That way people take you seriously. They look at you and they know that there's something different about you. They look at you and they say, man, that guy's getting it. I want to be like that person. The next thing that high performers do is they worry less and they prepare more. I heard this quote one time and it goes something like this. I'm probably going to butcher it. Please forgive me. Losers work a little bit and expect to win and wonder why they're not the top. And winners prepare all day long, each and every day, and they worry if they prepared enough. The truth is, if you're a winner, if you're a high achiever, the grind of practice should never bother you because you should love what you do. If you hate it every single day, what you're trying to be, what you're trying to do, what you're trying to achieve, ask yourself, do I actually love this? Is this something I want to do? Do I love the preparation? Do I love everything that I need to do to be successful in this thing? Or are you just waiting for a payoff? The truth is, if you're waiting for a payoff, it's not going to work for you. You're going to sit around and wonder why you're not winning. Why is it so hard? Why is everybody so mean to me? Why am I not doing so well? Instead of just preparing more. If you're sitting around judging yourself for not doing good, just worry less and prepare more. Tell yourself, hey, instead of sitting around saying, I suck or I'm no good or why haven't I figured it out yet? Get your butt up, start taking action, reward effort, not outcomes, and know that that voice of insecurity in your head is just the enemy trying to steal your greatness. You have what it takes. And one thing that I used to tell myself all the time was if they did it, I can do it. And the truth is, if they have 2 arms, 2 legs, a brain, then I can figure out too, because I too have 2 arms, 2 legs, and a brain, and I'm a normal guy. If they did it, I can do it. The next time you start feeling super worried about not doing incredible, just ask yourself, have I prepared enough? If the answer is no, just practice more. Judge yourself less. Stop throwing yourself into spiral things, cyclical patterns that drag you down. And if you do that, man, it'll make it so much easier to even, go back to rule number 1. Keep the promises to yourself. Let me throw this out here. It typically starts like this. A person goes, they want to do something great. They try a little bit. They expose themselves a little bit, and maybe it doesn't go right. Maybe they bomb. Then they start talking negative about themselves, like, I'm an idiot, or, I don't have the talent, or, I'm no good, or, I should have listened to my parents. They said I should go to college, and I'm trying to run this business by myself. And then that spiral then leads them to doing something that they didn't want to do, which is, I made a promise to myself, I'm not going to overeat, but I'm in this spiral of negative energy. Now I'm going to go overeat. Now I'm going to go buy something to make me feel better. Now I'm going to have a bunch of beer, or now I'm going to smoke a cigarette, or now I'm going to go do something that I said I wouldn't do because I started to feel bad. So just cut it off. Like number 2 is prepare more and worry less. So at the end of the day, if you're judging yourself, if you're worrying, just cut it off and say, hey, all I need to do is practice. Perfect practice makes perfect. All I got to do is get my head in the game and recognize when I start to have these negative thoughts and say, nah, get away from me.
Not today.
It's not going to happen. And if you do this, your success is going to be able to look like a line graph going up, right? It's going to go up and up and up and up. Pretty soon you're going to look back 5, 10, 15, 20 years later and say, man, how did I freaking achieve that? That is awesome. Which takes me to number 3. If you're having all these problems and you worry and it's just like, you're super negative all the time, you need to start habit stacking, which is number 3. Every single high achiever, every single person who's mentally tough and strong, they habit stack. They pick out one small little thing that they can do, and they do it every single day. For example, if you're trying to get, your body right, and you're trying to say, all right, my lifelong goal is I want to get a 6-pack, I want to be in shape, I want to be this amazing athlete, but it starts with waking up in the morning and drinking 20 ounces of water every single day. Yeah, maybe you can't control if you're 6'3" and, rock solid, but you can control whether you drink the water every morning. You can control whether you choose to go to bed at night and get the rest that you need to recover. You can control these things. And when we're talking about stacking habits, which inevitably gives us massive confidence if you do it enough over and over and over again, it's little things. You see, highly successful people are really interested in the details. They're really interested in the things that seem small but make massive differences. So for yourself, if you're trying to lose weight, if you're trying to get in shape, and you break it all the way down to the number 1 thing that you can control, and it's drinking 20 ounces of water.
Challenge accepted.
If you do that every single day for 30 days, you can look back and say, hey, I kept the promises to myself. I was consistent in that. Guess what? You get a little bit more confidence from being able to do that thing consistently. And then the next thing is like, now I'm going to get at least 20 minutes of exercise every single day. That's what I'm going to do. And then you get that and you work that into your daily routine. Habit stack number 2. And then you stack number 3, number 4, number 5, and number 6. And that's how these people who get so much done, because they have confidence to be able to go out and chase their dreams. And it all starts with habit stacking. And so if you're in that spot in your life where it's just like, it sucks, man. I suck. I'm no good. I can't make it. Trust me, I've been there. I know how you feel. But I want you to pick out one thing that you can do, and I want you to stack that habit up. Stay consistent with it. Then pick another thing. Once that habit's in place, pick another thing. And then another, and another, and another. And pretty soon, over an extended period of time, you've built a freaking masterpiece. Number 4, learn from other people's mistakes and avoid your own. You know what? I think a pretty stupid person just learns from their own mistakes. If you want to be incredibly successful, you need to time collapse and learn off other people's mistakes. Try to avoid your own as much as possible, though I know we all make mistakes. Try not to have to learn something while you make a mistake every single time. The truth is, You can find mentors, you can find coaches, you can find people that can help lift you up and build you up, and you can learn from their mistakes so you don't have to make your own. People who are high achievers say, what is the best way to get the outcome that I want? What is the path that is going to get me there the fastest? Because high achievers are not only worried about doing things right, but they're worried about doing things fast. Myself in athletics, smooth is fast. Smooth is fast. I used to tell myself that thousands of times over and over again. I was so focused on being smooth and doing things as fluidly as possible that I began to find the rhythm of my sport. And the truth is, if you're learning from your own mistakes, it's going to be a very hard journey for you. A very, very, very hard journey. Don't do that. The world's full of amazing things like YouTube. You can literally learn anything on YouTube. Right here, I'm giving you all this knowledge. Everything that took me 20, 30 years to create, I'm giving it to you for free. So learn from other people's mistakes. Learn from their stories. Watch their podcasts. And also implement the things they say. Don't just watch this stuff as, hey, entertainment. Watch this stuff as hey, I'm going to implement these things. I'm going to put these things into my daily practice. If you take one thing out of the 7 little rules of peak performance right here and implement it into your day life, then you will see positive fruit. And that's what it's all about. And a quick little stat, did you know that 90% of all high achievers, those who are mentally tough, have continued education of 5 to 10 hours per week? For me, it's no wonder things are going my way. It's because I'm constantly working at myself. I'm constantly grinding. There is never a time in my life where I'm just sitting back and chilling, wanting to chill, wanting to just Netflix. Let's just take my mind off of it. If I do that, it's for an hour. It's not 2, 3, 4, 5 days. It's not a lifestyle. And so pick the people around in your life that you think are incredible individuals and learn from their mistakes. Avoid your own, man. You have what it takes to go do something great, but you just need to quit trying to do it all on your own. The truth is, if you want to make a ton of mistakes and take the long way, go by yourself and figure it all out on your own. If you want to go fast, have somebody that can help time collapse for you to get from A to B much quicker because you're leveraging their knowledge. Number 5, people who are mentally tough and high achievers and high performers, they're constantly trying to optimize their mind and their body. You see, myself, I'm almost 40 years old. Can you believe that? It's whoa, where did the time go? But the truth is, I'm still kicking butt in my athletic career. How is that? It's because I track and I measure the things that I do. And the truth is, most people can do it with their physical body. They can say, all right, I can bench press 250. I'm going to get to 260. Boom, I'm going up. But very few people can do it right here. And for myself, I'm watching what I feed my mind. I'm watching the things that I think about. Have you ever thought about the way that you think? Seriously, think about the way that you think, the way that you process things in your mind, and adjust your life accordingly for that. I'm constantly tracking and measuring what I'm learning, what I'm doing, where I'm going, where I'm growing, everywhere from my mind, my body, my money, everything that can be tracked and measured. Guess what? I'm doing it. Because what gets measured gets mastered. And the truth is, if you want to go to the next level and you want to be a high performer and you want to be a badass, you can't just sit on the couch and eat Cheetos and expect to be a badass. You can't just chill and expect to be a badass. You got to track it. You got to measure it. Your mind, your body, even your money, the things that you do. Watch what's going into your mind. Watch what's going into your body and make adjustments so that you don't keep feeding yourself the wrong crap. If you're eating junk food all the time and you're eating nothing but fast food and you got a big old belly and you wonder why you have no energy, well, you're poisoning yourself.
Healthy food is scary when you're used to the grease and the salt.
You're eating trash. Stop it. This doesn't mean you got to get on some weight loss program and do everything right. Go to YouTube. Everything you need is on YouTube for free. I've literally taught myself how to build businesses because of amazing creators on YouTube. Everything you need is right there. So never sit back and say, oh, poor me. Oh, life's dealt me a bad hand. I'm not good enough. And oh, I didn't come from the right family. I don't have any money. Stop that crap. You're better than that. Track your mind. Track your body. Watch what you're eating. Get some exercise every day and watch how much more you'll get done. Number 6, your network is your net worth. And worth, I'm talking about how you actually feel about yourself. I'm not even talking about money. I'm talking about how you feel about yourself. If you're hanging around a bunch of losers who are out doing nefarious activities and doing stupid stuff,
you wouldn't want to be known as a sore loser, would you?
You're not going to feel very good about yourself. But if you're leveling up and making it a priority to be around people who are actually better than you, they're going to lift you up. They're going to pull you up. Yeah, it's going to stretch you. It's going to make you feel uncomfortable. It's going to make you feel like maybe you don't belong there. But the truth is, the more you surround yourself with those kind of people, the better off you're going to be.
You will be a champion!
I'm talking about your mind, your body, your money, all of this stuff. I mean, think about athletics. If you're on a team that sucks, you might be a standout, but you're probably not going to win any games. Now, at times that can be very hard if you're incredible at what you do. And in that circumstance, you're just trying to get around people who are equal than you, because those who are below you on your skill level will inevitably drag you down. So you need to ask yourself, how can I be in these rooms and get around people that make me better? How can I get around people that lift me up, that push me, that inspire me? How can I get away from people who are doing terrible things, whether it be drugs or gangs or just not doing the best they can with their life? And the truth is, this opens up opportunity. If you ask yourself, how can I get around people who are better than me? Then it opens up your mind to opportunity. So create a plan, network with people who are above your pay grade, and it will help. And you do this by adding value to their life. And you have to come with such a value add to them that they begin to like you. That's how I've gotten close to tons of people. I'm like literally a value add to their life, and it's fun and exciting to go to rodeos or get to know me a little bit because I'm doing things for them. I make them belt buckles, I give them the cool experiences, and you can do the same. I'm not talking about you going and hanging out with like the President of the United States of America. I'm talking about you just reaching up to that rung that's ahead of you. And pretty soon, after going from one rung to the next rung, to the next rung, to the next rung, then you get to be pretty high up the mountain. And guess what? When you're high up the mountain, the next thing you can do is you can help somebody else up. You can keep your level of high achievers around you, but then you can help somebody else up. I mean, think about it. Don't you wish somebody would just help you out a little bit more? So when you get to that high circumstance, help somebody else up. All right, number 7, we're getting close to the end. If you stick with me just a few more minutes, I'm going to give you something I think will really help you out. I promise. I have this thing inside the Cowboy Challenge. It's a mental toughness program that I have. If you want to check it out, click the link below. Number 7, reflect, improve, and have accountability. I know that's like 3 things thrown into one, but the truth is, every single day you have the opportunity to say, can I do better tomorrow than I did today? And a lot of people say, yes, I want to do better. I want to do better tomorrow than I did today, but they don't create a plan and they don't have accountability or people like holding them accountable to get it done. The truth is, you are a champion. You were created by God. You were created to be amazing. You were created to stand out. You weren't meant to be average. You were meant to be amazing. And if you're not reflecting on the day, how it went, how you could get better, some people call it journaling. Some people call it a battle book. Some people call it logging. I don't care what you call it, but recapping the day and saying, how can I be better tomorrow than I was today? Then you're totally missing out. And that's why I came up with the Cowboy Challenge, was because I seen people drifting away from their true purpose. They're drifting away from their true passion. They're getting that weak mindset that's just like filthy and it's terrible. I don't want anybody to have the weak mindset. I want people to be mentally tough. And that's why I came out with the Cowboy Challenge. If you want to know more about the Cowboy Challenge and how I can keep you accountable and how I can help level up your mental toughness to go to the next level, check the description below. But you must recap the day. You must reflect, you must improve, and you must have accountability. If you do not have those 3 things in your life, something is off. You could be so much more. You could be so much better. You know, I think you know that you're meant for more than what you're doing right now. And the reason I know that is because you've stuck with me this far and you've watched this video this far. This shows me somebody who wants to grow and wants to get better. And if that's you, and maybe you didn't take the Cowboy Challenge, or maybe you didn't check out any of the free stuff that I have in the description below, that's okay. But you got to recap today. You got to say, hey, today went this way. I didn't like a couple little things I did today. I'm going to make some tweaks and changes for tomorrow, and then I'm going to go execute it. And then you're going to have a friend, one of those high-level people that you've gotten close to because your network is expanded. You're going to ask them to keep you accountable. Hey, I'm trying to lose 5 pounds by spring. Hey, I'm trying to lose this much weight by this date. And it goes back to the track and measure thing, which I talked about earlier. You must have somebody keeping you accountable. If you don't have somebody texting you, keeping you accountable, holding you to the things that you say, you're probably living at about 50%. And you and I both know that you're better than that. And here's the bonus for you. You need to spend more time networking and less time Netflixing. I know what you're thinking, Tyson. Oh, duh. Get your butt out there and make it happen. Go out and meet people in the community. There's all kinds of community events. There's all kinds of things that you can go to and just volunteer for so that you can network and meet people. The other day I did a speech in front of like 100 entrepreneurs in my local community. You can actually check that out by clicking here. And it was so cool because I was able to talk about the things that I believe that are just tearing down this country. But then it connected me to all kinds of local business owners like marketing and advertising companies. It connected me to lawyers, it connects me to accountants, it connects me to people that I actually need these services of, and they now look at me as somebody of authority because I dropped in a bomb message on them. And so the truth is, you need to spend less time in these apps and more time in networking, meeting, growing, getting to know some of these people, because your network's going to equal your net worth. If you're hanging around a bunch of losers, the best you're going to be is a loser. If you're hanging around a bunch of average people who don't want to do anything in their life, they just want to be average, how can you ever expect to stand out? You were built for more. You were meant to be more. You weren't meant to just sit on your ass watching Netflix all the time. Stop it. Use that time to grow. Use that time to get better. I recently canceled Netflix because I'm like, I'm not spending my days and my weeks watching this junk. And so spend your time doing things that move the needle forward. So many times we sit back and want things to come to us. Remember, the great things will never come to you. You have to go out and attack them. You have to go out and get them. You have to go rope and tie them down. You have to go make it happen. Nothing of a massive, immense value is ever just going to fall in your lap. And if you're thinking that it's going to happen that way, you got to pull your head out of your butt and go make it happen. Stop spending all your time in apps. Stop trying to white knuckle your way through life, wondering why nothing's going your way. The truth is, you have to go create it. You create your own luck. You create your own opportunities. You create the life that you want. It's never just going to happen for you. And so my massive tip, my friend, if you actually put it into practice, which I hope you will, and I believe in you, and I know you can, is to start networking more and to stop Netflixing. Stop throwing your life down an app. Pick the people that you love to follow and follow those people. Don't follow everybody. Follow the people who you know, like, and trust, who are there to add value to your life. And if you do that, my friend, I know that you'll become a champion. If you liked this video and you thought it brought you massive value, do me a favor, like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. I truly will read every single comment on this video. And guess what? If you want to watch another amazing video, check this one out right here. I know that it will serve your life. Take care. Adios.